running against it, this and that. And I actually, went after the class, Stu, can you repeat it again? Like, what's the festival called? Because he's so not someone who promotes whatever he's doing. But I'm glad I asked. Yeah. And it was funny because I asked him, and then another student, because he has very much regular students, and another student of his, she actually sent me an Instagram message like, yeah, so thank you so much for asking. So I'm on the festival page. This is the festival, right? And then we were kind of chatting to each other, like, about home-based festival. So yeah, it's so nice how he does, bring people together, and he creates that.
Yeah.
So it was really
so generous with their time and their energy. Like it's really special to see. I think you do see, obviously you're dealing with the worst of humanity, but you're doing the best as well, with people coming together and taking an active stance to think about it.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking, like it brings hope to your heart when actually your heart is broken, because you are, you've seen it, you're part of something that is so it's so horrific actually. Like, so I think it's good that you're here and you're making a difference, and hopefully, because do you feel like, has COVID also, has it been a bad thing for you guys? Has it been hard to?
Yes. Yeah. So I was talking about the timing with Yoga Stops Traffic 2020 being in March, and that was kind of when everything sort of exploded. Like if it'd been a couple of weeks earlier, we would have just about gotten away with it, but that really did affect last year's campaign.
Yeah.
So lots and lots of events had to cancel, which was understandable because no one knew what was happening. No one was set up to be teaching online at that point.
Yeah.
So that was just really unfortunate timing. This year, it's not been as bad because we've been prepared for it, and everyone has sort of had a year to establish their studios online. So we've just gone online for Yoga Stops Traffic 2021.
Yeah.
With the issue of human trafficking in general, it's definitely made the issue worse. We know that like pandemics and things like this, they do affect the world's most vulnerable people anyway, like disproportionately so. And with rates in general of domestic violence having increased worldwide, it's very worrying about worsening situations for people who are trapped in situations of exploitation. So there's that's worrying, and it also makes it harder to sort of bring trafficking gangs to justice and to carry out like brothel rescue operations that are needed. It just it makes everything more difficult and more challenging, including fundraising, which is always important.
Yeah. It's also kind of the logistics nearly, right, of the fight. Yeah,
for sure.
Wow. Yeah. And do you are you quite happy with what so do I understand right that you joined? I don't know if you said the year that you joined, but did you join last year?
Yeah, so with the running of the campaign, with contributing to the running of the campaign, I joined in 2020. But I hosted an event the year before. So I've sort of been involved with Yoga Stops Traffic in some form for 3 years, but more officially a part of it for the past 2 years.
Because are you happy with the funds you're raising? Or do you think should it be way more? Or are you like, are you guys okay? Or like, what do you think?
Yeah, this year we're okay. Like we are on track. Last year it was difficult because of we should have raised a lot more than what we did. So no, this year like we're on track and we're doing okay and we're growing. So that's always good news. So it is something that just year on year we're going to continue to grow and raise more. And if we have any pandemics,
you're ready for it now.
Yeah.
No, it's so important, because I think that in these pandemic times that we're facing, and I mean, I know a little bit about the UK and Netherlands. I mean, like I have friends in Australia and it's pretty much gone there, and like people are just kind of back to normal lives. bastards, lucky bastards, to say it in Australian, lucky bastards, mate. Oh yeah, because they are, but we're just still facing it. Like we just kind of have to live with it. So I think that especially good causes like yourself or not-for-profit small businesses, they're really struggling. So that's also why I wanted to ask you that question.
Yeah, no, they really are. And especially I don't know what well anyway, with the case in the UK, because Adventure Ashram is a UK based charity, the governments gave a lot of support to UK charities that are serving the UK, but not so much for international charities.
Totally. Yeah.
It's been especially hard. It's been hard for all of the charity sector, but especially hard for charities that serve.
But I feel for you guys in the UK, man. Like, I mean, already the pandemic and then this Brexit crap. I mean, it's just such a shame. And even for us being in, because I have a lot of people, I have lots of friends from the UK, and like and then the UK version of Corona being even worse than the normal one, and then no one comes from the UK to Amsterdam, and I'm like, I want to see my friends. It's really, you guys are really having a hard one.
I know. I just think you just can't get any worse. Like, we've got to start getting better.
Yeah, that's it. Let's just get better. Because do you have plans to go back to Mysore next year, probably, or?
I really hope so. Yeah, I would love to go back. Yeah, hopefully in time for Yoga Stops Traffic 2022. I'd love to be there for at the outside Mysore Palace, because when I was there in 2020, the Mysore event got cancelled the day before it happened. So I flew out to be there, and then it didn't happen.
Oh man!
So I'm desperate to be there for one of them. So
yeah. These crazy times, of course, you also couldn't see it coming, of course, So
but I'd love to go back to Odanadi and see everyone there and see how they're doing. So
I think it's also so important for you, right, to have that sort of outreach of like, okay, this is what I'm all doing it for, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it helps with motivation, definitely. It's just lovely to meet the people that so I talk to the directors from Odanadi regularly, so it's nice to be with them face to face and meet everyone who's there.
Yeah. Because do you ever get like all of us that are doing something good for the world, do you ever feel like giving up? Do you ever feel like, does it sometimes get you down as well? Like, have you had hard times in all of this as well? You seem like a positive person, so.
Yeah, no, I am a positive person. I think it got a little stressful at points, but no, I don't think I've ever been questioned what I'm doing. I really love Yoga Stops Traffic. It's a campaign that's really close to my heart, and I feel at the moment anyway, I feel hugely driven, and I haven't had any times where it's really gotten me down. Yeah, got me a bit stressed, but not down.
And stressed also because there was so much. Was there too much going on? Was it too overwhelming? Yeah,
just a lot when we're in the throes of right in the middle of the campaign. Yeah, just a lot going on.
Yeah. And do you are you a person that handles stress quite well, or?
I always think retrospectively, I'm like, oh yeah, I can handle stress. I think when I'm in it, maybe not so much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the hardest. The hardest is when you're in the midst of it all, and then and I'm sure it's an overwhelming job that you're having as well. I mean, it's and especially if it keeps growing and growing, your job's just going to get bigger and bigger,
Yeah, well, we just have to get more volunteers on board.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this was the first year where I was sort of really sort of leading on the campaign. So it's been a steep curve, and I feel like next year I'm going to be much more prepared.
But I mean, it's learning on the job as well, right? We just progress while we're at it,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
So in that sense, I think that I'm glad to hear. So this year you kind of back on track. You of course still would like to have more people supporting you. So we'll make sure that I will put your website and also your Instagram right here in the notes, and for people to, so if you're a yoga teacher or if you're just someone who wants to, support you guys, you really should. I think it's wonderful. And even just like, as you were saying, I think a lot of people are, not in a really good financial situation because of everything that's going on. But a lot of times I think education, or, like just spreading the awareness, is maybe even more important. It's just like getting people to know about you guys and what you're doing is so important.
Definitely. I would say if anyone is interested or wants to get involved but can't quite imagine how they could get involved, like just send us a message, send us an email, or a message through social media, and
because you also can, as you were just mentioning, I want more volunteers, so you can also volunteer for you guys, I would say.
Exactly. There's so many different ways for people who want
to get involved.
To do so.
Great. Well, I hope people will, after listening to this. I was really, really impressed by, what you guys were doing. And of course, I saw your interview with Rach at the festival. And then also just, being able to talk to you today. I think it's incredible what you do and what, everybody's doing globally, all of volunteers and everyone involved, because it's so, so, so important. And it's something, not to forget about, that, there's life besides the UK and Holland. There's, people that really need us and need our help, and it's not so hard to be a good person, right? And wanting the evil out of this world. So
there's definitely something we can all do, and thank you for inviting me onto your platform.
Absolutely And you did so well. You were all a bit like, but I'm not such an extrovert. I was like, you'll be fine.
I know. I was like, when you were like, do you want to come on my podcast, I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I can speak for like half an hour in one go.
Well, we were speaking for 45 minutes, girl, so but it was funny because a good friend of mine, she also said the same thing, and she was just literally chatting away like you were as well. So it's kind of like I said, like, it's also, I love these, the way we connect, and you just chat like we're sitting in your room having a cup of tea. I mean, that's the most important thing. There's no pressure or whatever. It's just really important to get your word out there, and to get the word out there for yoga.
Well, exactly.
Traffic.
Why I was wonderful. Like, doesn't matter if I'm a bit of an introvert.
You were great. So thank you so much. And everybody listening, please help and support these guys. They're doing such an incredible job. As a yoga teacher, you can put some events on, get involved. If you're not a yoga teacher, you can get involved. You can be a volunteer, or just give your money. Just help these guys. And hopefully, I'd love to. I also got really curious about actually the place in India, and it's important to just get it out there, get the word out there. So I hope people do. And thank you so much, Chloe, and thank you everybody for listening. And the drill: be good to yourself, be good to others, and especially the animals. But today I'm going to change that in especially those people in India over there who really, really, really need us. So let's really also think about them when we close this episode. So please, people, go and support these people and get them out of this horrific situation that they're in. Thank you, guys. Bye.